Well, that was dissatisfying. Hello folks, I'm Brittany K and this is Awkward Gravity X. I already filmed this video once, but of course things went wrong and the quality was horrible, and I actually filmed it as I walked in the door from seeing the ever-anticipated movie of the year, Suicide Squad, but now I'm refilming it because it just ended up being horrible. Now, if you've been following me for a while here or on Twitter, maybe Snapchat, you would know that I have pretty much been dreading this film from the first time I saw pictures of the cast. I tried to hold my judgments until I at least saw the trailer, yet I was still unimpressed. But I thought, you know, maybe, just maybe, I will be pleasantly surprised. I've been waiting basically for forever to have a live action film with Harley Quinn, and if you didn't know, I'm quite obsessed with the girl. Hello. I definitely was not going to miss out on seeing the movie. If you aren't aware, Suicide Squad is based on a group of DC comic book supervillains that the US government has essentially forced into being their own personal military weapons, and these villains have no choice but to do their bidding. And it's supposed to be part of the now franchised DC universe, so it's supposed to connect to Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. I will just start out by saying that the movie was, for the most part, visually pleasing. I laughed, I teared up a bit, I was startled, I was at the edge of my seat for a couple parts, but overall, as a movie, it was pretty much all around awful. I didn't make a review on Batman vs. Superman, though I should have, but like Batman vs. Superman, this movie lacked a solid and compelling plotline. As a motion graphics artist, the first 20 minutes of the movie should have been my favorite, but as a movie enthusiast, it's probably the worst part. I mean, there are a lot of worse parts to this film, but this is definitely up there. Basically, right away, we start out with some botched, cut-up backstories for each of the villains that are hardly comprehensible. If you read the comics or have some general knowledge about these characters, then I'm sure you can try and piece them together, but what makes them so awful is these stories are so heavily edited and have so many distracting graphics and cuts and colors popping everywhere. It's extremely difficult to understand what's happening behind all the pizzazz. Don't get me wrong, it's very aesthetically pleasing as a motion graphics piece, but the point in motion graphics is to help tell a story, not distract from the one being told. I think they went way too far out of their way to try to make this film be as weird yet cool and hip as they possibly could, and they ruined the potential for a really great film. The soundtrack is honestly all over the place. Sure, there's great songs, but it adds to my previous statement that they just kind of went overboard, and it's really quite distracting. As for the characters, they could have been better. First of all, I figured if they're doing a Suicide Squad film and they're including Harley Quinn and Deadshot, they must be based on the new Suicide circa 2014 to present day. Well, they're missing quite a few important characters, and they added some rather irrelevant ones. In this film, the squad consists of Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, El Diablo, Killer Croc, and Slipknot. The only characters from this list that actually exist as part of the Suicide Squad in the comics today is Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Captain Boomerang, who just goes by Boomerang in the film. From my knowledge, Killer Croc was never actually on the Suicide Squad, and El Diablo and Slipknot may have been, but very briefly years ago, and I'm talking years. There's a great lot of characters they could have chosen for these parts, and it's mind-boggling to me why they chose the ones that they did. Killer Croc added nothing to the storyline, maybe some playful banter that made you giggle, but otherwise his character was useless as far as the plot is concerned. I will admit El Diablo's character and story were probably one of the most compelling, so I can't really be upset about that. He is a good driving character. Slipknot, also useless. I'll just leave it at that. Captain Boomerang could have been done so much better than he was. I will say Will Smith did a great job as Deadshot. I can't deny that. And he is a primary character for the Suicide Squad, and I believe that they stayed true to his character. But don't even get me started on Harley. I'm not wearing this dress in support of the film. I'm wearing this dress in memorial of who she used to be. Rest in peace, Harley Quinn. After I saw the first release of photos, I knew I was going to hate whatever these people created and called Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn in the comics and the animated series in which she originated is a very compelling character. Of course she has changed over the years, as all characters do, but this is just not a Harley Quinn that I can get behind. I will say there were a couple scenes that felt very Harley to me, but even those felt pretty forced. I also felt as though Margot Robbie was incredibly inconsistent with this character, with her accent, her actions, her body language, everything. They definitely tried to play into the hearts of those who love Harley, but they definitely fell way short. I'll never be able to forgive this movie for her outfit either. Of all the outfits that Harley could have worn, they decided to put her in a t-shirt and underwears with fishnets. Hello. Every male character, even Enchantress, got to look like they do in the comic books, but Harley? No, because she obviously has to be the sexy distraction. I mean, there's gotta be someone that's gotta get inside all the men's heads, right? Oh wait, I thought that was supposed to be Enchantress, you know, because she's the witch and all. Don't get me wrong, I know she's always been a victim of abuse and sexualization, but the girl has a very compelling story, and she's a strong female character when writers aren't trying to overshadow her by making her a little sex puppet. This movie just crosses the line for me. They even have her going through a trunk of clothes, and some of her classic costumes are in there, but for some god-awful reason, she decided a t-shirt and underwear and high-heeled sneakers are best for her to go kick some ass in. I mean, if I had honestly thought that this would be an outfit that Harley Quinzel would pick out for herself, I'd be okay with it, fine. But the outfit is just completely out of character for her and is obviously just used to over-sexualize her. I could honestly make an entirely separate video about this, but I digress. I tried not to let the Harley thing bother me too much, and I tried to actually enjoy the movie for what it was. But DC movies have this way of making their plots so weak, and so far this DC universe is in no way cohesive. I did not feel at all like this story could have any way been connected to Man of Steel or Batman vs. Superman. In fact, every time Ben Affleck was on screen, it made me uncomfortable. The story was seriously lacking, and there was really no focus. I think that the issue with these movies is that DC keeps trying to set up this universe, but instead of making films actually worth watching, they're all just setup films to try and introduce us to things that will come up in the next things, but they make no sense now, so we're all confused because none of this first stuff makes sense. I feel as though they just randomly thought, right, let's make a universe, you know, because Marvel has one and we should too, but like, I don't really have a plan, so we're just gonna wing it. I can't say I'm heartbroken or disappointed because honestly, I had very low standards set in my mind for this film to begin with. If you are a DC fan, you will see all the inconsistencies in the characters and the weak plotline and storytelling that had the potential to be so strong. And if you couldn't care less about the comic books or origins of the story but are in it for a good action film, well, go ahead and enjoy. But if you are a film enthusiast that loves a good, classic, compelling story arc with a solid plot, this film just falls off the ledge. I really honestly wish that I was wrong about this movie leading up to it, but it definitely lived up to my low expectations. If you guys agree or disagree, let's have a chat about it down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you join the Awkward Gravity X family. We have some super excited things happening very soon for this channel. But that is all I have for you folks today. I will see you very soon with a new video.